These are my notes from Abby Johnson from Christian Dome College, major speaker Abby Johnson, 7.3 views 1 year ago, cultural change. Worked at Planned Parenthood for 8 years. They thought Roe versus Wade will go nowhere. Worked in the arm of Planned Parenthood. 12 years down the road, and Roe is hanging on a thread, waiting for decision from the Supreme Court, which will put decision back to state. This has moved so quickly because of your generation. What's the first picture of yourself? On an ultrasound? Yeah, I saw my brother and sister on an ultrasound. It's my brother. The science doesn't change. No, trying to regress science, people my age, that thing you hear when we put jelly on your stomach, that's that thing you hear when we put jelly on your stomach, that's not a heartbeat. It's electrical pulses. It's coming from a heart. Same. Scientists that are regressing science, egg and sperm meat, your generation knows better. Most affected by logical arguments against abortion, menopausal women who can't have children. You guys have an incredible influence on our culture. You're the ones who can and will have the babies. You will be the only ones voting and making these changes. If Roe goes away, it's because it becomes a state by state battle. These are my notes from like a year ago, so Roe versus Wade has already gone away. I do believe Roe versus Wade will be overturned. Who listened to Dobbs' argument? Roe versus Wade, right to privacy. So, which is interesting, the Biden solicitors were making all kinds of arguments, but we're not based on an argument based on privacy, but right to liberty and freedom. But that's not why abortion is allowed. So I'm reading my notes from Abby Johnson. Based on privacy, but right to liberty and freedom, but that's not why abortion is allowed. Justin Thomas, which was on So Beautiful. I thought abortion was about right to privacy, and she said it's about liberty, which is something different. Biden did a poor job because in and there is no right to abortion. About half the states will make abortion legal. Trigger bans, Human Life Protection Act, or state constitutional amendments, half of the states, abortion will be illegal. One of the things we need to understand abortion is a sacrament to the life, not just a procedure. Abortion is demonic, it is child sacrifice. We read about Baal, Moloch, Root, same thing, removing that sacrament of abortion. That's the spiritual warfare is going to increase by rates we have never experienced before. What does that mean for us? We need to start praying right now against spiritual warfare. I'm writing my thesis. We pray the St. Michael prayer. We are warring with demons. Satan is prowling around on the earth. Satan's sort of done with me. He's sort of done with me. You see, he's not coming for me anymore. That's there. He's done with me. They're coming for you, for your young mind, your young heart. Where they prey on you the most is in your heart of compassion. The enemy preys on the goodness in your soul. Then the enemy perverts that. You see the world out there and the things happening, and you want to fix that, and you want to be the change. You're very protected here. You got married here. You leave this safety net, and you're confronted with the world, and they have a whole new set of values. You're really sure of your values. Now the guy who sits next to you in a cubicle is very different. You meet his partner at the Christmas thing, They seem in love. He seems real nice. Maybe it's not compassionate. Maybe the church is wrong on that. On you, you meet a girl at work. She's already has 4 kids. Got date raped. I just can't have this baby. Anyway. I'm so early anyway. Only 4 weeks. I'm gonna take this pill at home. I need to do this to protect my other kids. Read an article. It's not even a heartbeat yet, just electrical pulses. The enemy will use your compassion. That sin slips into your life, one little compromise at a time, one little lie. I didn't go to bed one night a kid and woke up running an abortion clinic. I was like, you grew up in church. Yes, it is a medical procedure, an unmedically necessary procedure. But over time of compromise, misguided compromises, these are my notes from Abby Johnson that I just took. I was listening to her seminar. But over the time of compromise, misguided compromise, little lies crept in. I've killed 22,000 children in abortion, helped facilitate over 20,000 abortions, choices that started in college, immodesty, seeking attention from guys, a spirit of poor decision making. If you are in that path, chase little angels. If you're living a life of compromise, you can always turn that around. Turn it around, round, round. I wish I did. You don't want this story. You don't want to be 44 years old and telling a group of people you killed 2 of your own children and helped facilitate 22,000 abortions. That's not the burden you want to carry. The story you want is that even though it was hard, you always found a way back to Christ. And you can do that. That's good news about God and his mercy. It's scandalous. Grace and mercy. Phil Donahue asked questions. Good question. 54% of abortions are taking place at home. You guys are going out to the abortion clinics. Half are taking place at home. We need to be actively searching for women in crisis pregnancy. The post about online, they post about it online, thinking of getting an abortion, loveline.com in crisis. Go to loveline.com and we'll help you. Searching abortion, Loveline will pay mom's rent, get them a car, lift the financial constraint, and they won't have an abortion. Abby Johnson, Christian Dome College, most different pro-choice argument. Probably, I know it's a baby. My job's more important. Holy Spirit activate. Try to show them how important their life is. Women as abortion rights activists become more brazen. Women who took abortion pill on TV, women who took abortion pill on TV, women are now accessing abortion pills that aren't even pregnant by keeping them in case they need an abortion. 3 to 10 abortions on average, the norm. Abortion is what people are doing for birth control. Women do have abortions because of selfishness. So when I'm talking to a woman who knows it's a baby but doesn't care, obviously you don't care about the baby. You have thought of how an abortion can harm you. Have you thought of how an abortion can harm you? Perforating your uterus. Check myclinic.org. Failed inspection reports. Still speaking of their baby. Since the baby is the primary victim here, post-maternity liberalism, because my rights are important. An interview with Abby Johnson, message 1.2K views 1 year ago, Freedom Life 1.49K. You're not an accident. Plucked you out of the universe and put you here in this specific time for a reason. Jeremiah 4 knew you, appointed you as prophet to the nations. Proverbs 31, speak up for those who can't speak for themselves. These are my notes from Abby Johnson. Oh, and this one is from TEDx. TED, X, Grand Canyon University. A conversation around abortion and community. Josiah Friedman, TED Times, Grand Canyon University. Lost balance and despair. Wait.
Honey, breakfast is ready.
Okay, thank you, sweetie. Wait, you don't have to do this. I'll get a job. I'll marry you. She was thinking, I don't want my father to find out. Post-abortion bleeding bill in the mail at 19 years old, asked for help. This was supposed to be secret. 2 months later, her and her boyfriend broke up. 30 years later, she told me for the first time that someone would feel so much shame on something that happened so long ago. Conversations like this need to change. Current conversation needs connection. Hearing unplanned pregnancy stories, abortion is a breakdown in community. Had to take stone back. Was I really changing hearts? Put a pause on rally. People who can't express thoughts on unplanned pregnancy are the ones going through it. 7:30 a.m. Pro-Life Forum with Mark Waller and Abby Johnson. Margaret Sanger, a big R racist who practiced eugenics. Community improvement costs them dollars, but abortion makes them money. Abortion allows this problem to foster. Abortion is against family. Roe passed in 1973, supposed to fix child abuse, yet we have more people in jail ready to dehumanize all of us. Supreme Court vote to save a baby in botched abortion, just excused to keep abortion alive. If we have to cremate these babies, why can't we donate them to science? Donate, they actually get money for it. Rape and incest, few and far between. Police officer came, picked up fetus. Do you feel safe at home? Girl coming in at 12 with a man in his 40s, calling them cows. 11 or 12 abortions. Start to have disdain for the women coming in. Started working there because you care about women, but then start hating them. I'm interested in cults. Watch documentary on Scientology that Lima Remy did. That's what they did to us in the abortion industry. Break your natural modesty, put you in front of things that will shock you to see if you can take it. They prey on people who are intelligent, who want to do good things for other people. 7:45 a.m. Why didn't you leave sooner? That's our sin nature. Sin is always attractive. If sin wasn't attractive, none of us would want to do it. Sin is fun. If it's too good, check yourself. Social media, I don't want my tax dollars to fund abortion. If your tax dollars are going towards facilities, Planned Parenthood has a fund in each clinic. National Tennessee, I only have $100, only work 2 hours a week. You come in, you just pay $100 and we'll cover the rest. They didn't even check to see how old she was. We paid for hotel rooms, food stipends, Uber, you name it. Planned Parenthood, separate pots of money, only family planning. Our federal tax dollars yet never give a discount on birth control. At Planned Parenthood, there's one account, and into that bank account, HIV grant dollars, Girl Scout grants, all in one account. Money goes into one bank account. Abortion license, table paper, all one account. Money they get from United Way is fungible. Justice Fund, Warren Buffett money, $50 million a year. Minority population. Tile, money can't specifically pay for abortion. Spirit of Allah, not what's actually happening. Persecution, He will help me get through. For me, was because I can tell you my wrongdoing, forged government documents, drank heavily for 3 years while working Planned Parenthood, called women names. Abby Johnson says there's no other work more important than saving babies, than saving souls. Yes, this is a ministry. I went to my friend in pro-life movement. Sorry, now I lost my place. Abby Johnson says there's no other work important than saving souls. Yes, this is a ministry. I went to my friend in pro-life movement, told him a story about my time working at Planned Parenthood. He said, "You can't even tell anyone this." I felt shame that I was going to traumatize people in pro-life movement, but I need to process this. Lisa worked Planned Parenthood too. She works for Heartbeat International now. This is what I'm meant to do. I have to keep doing this. Many people locked in shame need to talk. No condemnation in Christ. You are not that person anymore. I've noticed from my time in Congress, what would you tell these who are holding the line? Don't give up. You're on the right side of the of the life. You're on the right side of life. Do it in love. We're all here because of love. I go out to sidewalks and pray, speak to strangers in a loving way. Keep praying, speak to your youth, talk to teenage boys so they won't sweep this under the rug. I know all of you are not from this church, coming from right here, abortions right here in our own churches, pamphlets, what to do if you're pregnant. This is our problem. Pro-lifers that say, I don't know how anyone could have abortion. Fear is a powerful motivator. After 2020, no one can say that fear isn't powerful. Abby prays, Lord, please let today be the day that we don't offend the heart of the Father, be more concerned with that than offending each other. This lady who worked at Planned Parenthood had so much shame, used to work in abortion industry, started looking online about sin, emailed Abby, do you have a Bible study on sin? But I do have a retreat in December. Will you come? Nurse at heartbeat.com. Come, Full Circle, CEO of Heartbeat Clinic is here today. Annette Lancaster, Chad, come up here. Pray that God will protect them. I'll be back. I'm going to eat breakfast and then I'll be back. I'll be back. I love you.